If you want a productive garden this year, March is the month where everything starts. Start too late and your plants struggle. Start too early and they outgrow your setup. So today I'm going to show you exactly which seeds you need to be starting in March to set yourself up for a huge harvest. Okay, so starting off, one of the most important things for you to know for your grow zone is when your last frost date is, and also which grow zone you're in, no matter where you're located. And I'll show you how to calculate your last frost date and your grow zone here. So you're gonna put in you're gonna go to farmersalmanac.com, and then you're gonna put in your zip code, and it's gonna give you your last expected frost date and also which grow zone you're in. Now here in grow zone 6, it says that our growing season is about 159 days. Now, depending on where you are, it may be longer or it could be even Could you go to the store and buy seed transplants? Absolutely. But when you start from seed, you have better customization of what you're growing. When you go starting from seed, you definitely have more options because you can pick and choose which varieties you're going to grow. The ones I'm growing this year, specifically the tomatoes, I'm doing the black pineapple tomato, the pineapple tomato, as well as Isis candy cherry tomatoes. You're not going to find that at your local garden center. So one of the pros about growing from seed is that you can select varieties that you know are specifically meant to thrive in whatever grow zone you're in. Also, growing indoors, you can control the pests. When you plant things like lettuce, sometimes the birds will, when they're looking for worms, they'll displace your seeds and kind of knock them over. But at least if you have established seedlings going out, you don't have to worry about nature disturbing the seedlings and disrupting them germinating. Okay, now that I've went over why we want to start seeds indoors, let's go over the things that you should be starting indoors. The first group of things that we're going to be starting indoors are the cool weather crops like parsley, well, herbs like parsley, cilantro, also members of the brassica family like your bok choy, your broccoli, your cauliflower, your kohlrabi, lettuce, beets. The summer heat actually causes them to bolt, which means it causes them to go to seed. Usually when it's towards the end of the growing season, I'll just let whatever I have left over bolt and go to seed, so I have seeds for next year. So definitely start your cool loving crops, season crops that need a long head start indoors. Those are your peppers that include bell peppers, jalapenos, habaneros, sweet peppers, hot peppers, all peppers. They take just 7 to 14 days to even germinate from seed, so they grow slowly at first. Zone 6, our growing time is only 159 days, so it's shorter. So starting seeds indoors means that they'll be ready to produce when the heat is here, and you won't have to wait as long for a harvest. You won't have to wait so long until the end of the growing season. You want to have stuff during the summer that you can pick from and use during the summer. Start them now because a lot of times they take a long time to mature. And with me being in zone 6, our growing season is only 159 days, and that's about the time that it takes for some of these pepper varieties, maybe some tomato varieties, and some eggplant varieties to produce. So you don't want to wait until May, which is our last expected frost date, which is an estimate. It's just a ballpark. You want to look at the temperatures before you put anything out, but they have a pretty long cycle going on here. You've got, it's about 7 to 14 days for them to even germinate from seed. Peppers are very finicky, they're heat loving, and it does take a long time. I start my peppers and tomatoes at the same time, and without fail, the peppers are the last to start germinating. The tomatoes and the eggplants usually will germinate much faster than the peppers. So let's do the math. It takes about 7 to 14 days for them to germinate, and we have about 159 days in our growing season. So with that math, we're about at this many days in our growing season. So in the seedling stage, about 2 to 4 weeks, the tiny leaves are growing. They're starting to establish their root systems and getting everything settled. And that's about day 21 to day 42. Let's subtract. The vegetative stage is where it really works on the leaves and the branches. That's about 5 to 8 weeks, and it takes, that's day 56 through 98. Did you hear that? 98. So we're already at 98 days, and our growing season is only 156. Okay? So day 91 through 133 is when your flowers actually start to form and the pollination process is necessary. And at about day 119 to 161 is where you get the fruit. And that's not even including the stages of time that it takes for them to actually ripen. So now you see why you need to start them now indoors.
Next
and some
up
of the
is
eggplants. They love the heat and they take a while to mature. Start them about 8 to 10 weeks indoors, and that gives them the perfect time to develop. Once the outside temperatures warm up, you can put them outside. Next up is tomatoes. They're one of the most popular plants to grow, and they germinate quickly and fast, so you don't want to start them too early, but you do want to have strong and healthy transplants once the temperatures are optimal. Start your peppers, eggplants, tomatoes, and cool season crops now, and you'll be setting yourself up for a productive garden. And if you want more tips on seed starting, indoor gardening, and growing food at home, make sure to subscribe to the channel, because I post new garden videos every week.